So this is the first episode of Park Reviews. Here we are at the Mueller Southeast Greenway Skatepark, located off of 3601 Zach Scott Street. It's in the Mueller neighborhood, one of the fastest developing neighborhoods in Austin right now. They've built this amazing park. It's a new style of park I've heard called a micro park, where it's like kind of small, kind of condensed, but all the features are absolutely incredible. Right when you get in here, you can see there's two paths you can sort of pick. You know, you can choose your own adventure, right? So you can start over by the pump track and get things warmed up, or there's like the throwdown zone where you instantly are hitting like some of the biggest stuff in the park. But personally, I would start with pump track. So right here is your pump tracks. You got your speed run, and then you got your figure eight. Each one of these are kind of designed with different skill levels in mind. So you got the figure eight, which is a little tighter, and it might be more, you know, geared towards beginner skaters, and you can grind both of the sides of the figure eight. Over here on the speed run, there's like a bump to fly out too, which is pretty cool. But this one, you're gonna pick up some serious speed, but it's definitely one of the best ways to warm up at this park. So, coming from the pump track, you're gonna see bank immediately to your left, and a lot of people, especially myself, I like to do grinds from the quarter into the bank. That's like one of my favorite things to do every time I'm here. It's a horseshoe bowl, but it's not quite like a full horseshoe. You got the step up that kind of cuts off like 3/4 to the end. And honestly, it's a really, really nice step up because you never have to worry about hanging up. It basically shoots you up and you always clear it, like literally every time. So here we are now at the hip, coming from the ledge section. It's a nice mellow hip, but you do have to kind of hit it at a certain angle. I can't count the amount of times that I've done tricks on the hip and like hung up at the top, so it is like a very specific angle. Like I said, it's very mellow. It's a nice hip. Lots of people actually skate this area like a bank out to wall ride. I see lots of people like come from this bank, wall ride it, you know, two lines that way. And at each end of the park, you got these sea ledges, but nobody really skates them. I mean, typically, you know, as you can see from that end over there, it's just, you know, another bench. So now, depending on which way you're trying your line, we just came from the hip, you'd make it to this section, which has a few more variety of obstacles. You got the other side of the A-frame, where you can pop from the bump and grind down that mellow side to flat ground, and then do, say, a ride-on grind at the tail end. And we got this mini hubba. It's nice, there's no stairs to trip on. You know, it's nice and mellow for, you know, intermediate, beginner, whatever. Then you got your round rail, flat to down. It can be a bump to rail, you know, coming from the bank this way. It's nice. So right here, we're at the top of the big section. This is one end of the 3-block, but nobody skates it. I mean, it's a flat ledge, you can see right here. If you were to try any 3-block trick, you would just fly directly into that ledge over there. So right here is the prime spot, your 3-block zone, followed by tall hubba, you know, big boy section, your SLS section. This is a 6 stair, but I think it's a little bigger than a typical 6. It feels like a 7 or an 8 in my opinion, but I'm also like 32, so I'm not jumping down that stuff. I can like ollie it. Over here, yellow rail, your 6 stair rail. I filmed Abel do a front board on it earlier, which is sick. And then over here, this is the last thing. Your Wally bump. And you know, you're coming over here, you're flying out. If you're regular, it's front side. If you're goofy, back side. I hit it front side. It's fun. You could even Wally and then like grind right here. This has angle iron on it, but over there, what should be like the real seating area, you have your skate stop ledges. I don't know why. But yeah, this area is like the last area of the park to cover really. Things that are worth noting is shade. You need to have shade, and this park doesn't really have any trees. It's like a big open area. So shout out to whoever put that roof there. It's also like, you know, your flat ground game of skate area. You know, practice your flat. And your amenities. Water fountain right next to your trash, your recycling, accompanied right across from your skate park bathroom. Fun fact, a lot of skate parks don't even have bathrooms. So the fact that they have one is obviously very useful. It's got 2 rooms, and it's nice, it's clean, it's modern, it's a brand new park. It does have your stereotypical like prison style skate park bathroom with no toilet seat. So I guess just be smart and don't do anything I wouldn't do.
We're gonna play a new song. None of that old shit.
A fleeting sense of romance. You used to take it when you had the chance. Stuck in the prison for yourself you created. All the hurt and strain feels dated. Choose to let the value tear you down. Type of thing you thought you hated. Vomit on the canvas. Take a moment to feel out emotional advancement. A pat on the back for it. Even through the muck you can catch the light still flashing. Catch the light still flashing.
As long as someone's forgot one, so does I.
Little bird told me door 1, 2, or 3. Not a creature like a butterfly. You're a fucking flea walking in the gang. Got a hot buck to my knees. Small words working. You can be the bird and the bee. Pour you out a cup of tea. You really want to talk about it, you're afraid to see. Life is a wood hard shit till 17. Celebrate a game and survive what's a living spree.
Humans have been tricked. We have been the destroyed, then the destroyer, without demonic or divine guidance.
I just wanted to thank everybody thus far who has made it to this point in the video, and remind everybody to subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. I'm going to keep creating content like this. I appreciate all of the feedback, and I just want to keep creating content like this and sharing it with everybody. So if you could share it with you and your friends, let other people know to subscribe to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. I just want to thank everybody for that. So this is the first episode of Park Reviews, and let me get into it. I have to go over the aspects of the park and the conclusions that I came to. What I would say is that overall the layout is great. It is a smaller build, you know, smaller design layout. A couple things overlap, which is to be expected in a smaller layout. For instance, the 3 block, sometimes when you hit it, you're trying to roll away, you know, you're running into that flat bar. I filmed a couple people, you know, kind of run into it, especially the big flip. Yeah, he was gonna ride away, and then as he's like power sliding, you know, he's running into that rail. He's just like, you know, he tries to pop over it. The traffic is bound to get a little crazy at times, and that's only because, once again, of the park being in a smaller nature, traffic is a given. So if you are new to this park and I had to recommend anything, a pro tip, it would be to avoid the park at certain times, or to go at the park at certain times when you know no one's going to be there. Maybe in the morning. Peak times would be for traffic, like, you know, Friday night, Saturday night. You know, you might be more likely to expect crashing into people, which I filmed, for example. It's an amazing park, no doubt. But there are a couple things that are worth noting. For example, the glare. At certain times, depending on what direction you're going to and from, you know, trying your line, there will be this glare. You know, if you're coming from the hip, you'll see the sunlight reflect off of the ground into your eyes as you're heading towards, you know, the bank and the quarter pipe. Honestly, I would give this park a 9 out of 10. The ground, you know, if I had to rate the ground, I guess 9 out of 10 also, because while it is very forgiving, you know, you can slide out and not have to worry about like cheese grating your skin layers off. You can also slide out, so there is that. You know, it's like, what's the trade-off really at skate parks with like the polished concrete? It's like either you slip out on tricks or you lose layers of skin. You know, it's either like a slip and slide or like lose your epidermis. To me, I prefer a more forgiving ground, which this is. Amenities, 10 out of 10. Some skate parks don't even have bathrooms. Some skate parks let you figure it out in the woods. I'm glad to see that changing now with newer parks. I think it's in a good location, 10 out of 10 as far as location goes. This category I wrote well-rounded. I believe this is a well-rounded skate park. In other words, anybody of any skill level can come here and try to learn stuff. It's not like too intimidating, but depending on how far you want to push your skill level, there still is like that big section where you can try to test your abilities. but you don't necessarily have to. It's got something for everybody. A very important category that I made worth noting is vibes. Okay, so I've been to countless skate parks across the United States, and something that people don't tell you about, you know, you're looking on reviews of a skate park in Google, they're not going to tell you like what the vibe is at the park. For example, there's other parks where you have to worry about like, you know, your shit getting stolen. The vibes here, like I said, because you're in this brand new area, everything's nice. Vibes are 10 out of 10. Not only for a feeling of safety, but also for the fact that like it's encouraging local community of skateboarders that want to see each other do good. Like, it's as simple as that. It's exactly what you want in a skate park. No like, you know, locals only, fucking cookie this, cookie that, fucking tribal bullshit. You know, fuck that. Overall, if I had to give this park a rating, it would be 9 out of 10. And the only reason I would knock it down a point is because, like I said, the traffic sometimes can be frustrating to say the least, you know. Sometimes fucking deadly to your ankles, and, you know, just people not paying attention, crashing into one another. But overall, absolutely worth the trip, worth the visit. You know, if you're coming from out of town, Mueller Skatepark is the newest park in Austin and is absolutely worth checking out. I would highly recommend it. You know, come skate.